We are here at the Hard Rock Hollywood down in Miami, Florida, getting ready for the July, the hottest month with some of the hottest cars so far. I mean, we are just kicking off. We've got hypercars, Group B rally cars, everything. How are you guys feeling about today?
I think today is hot.
It is hot.
It's hot.
Hot cars, hot girls, hot outside. But no, I just
Hot
want to
outside.
appreciate everybody for coming out today at our Seminole Hard Rock Casino. Today we're from 8 to 11. Like to thank you guys for coming out. August we're 8 to 11 too. Also before we start, I want to tell everybody, Exotics at Daniel Point, we're open for registration, so register your car, and appreciate everybody for coming out.
Thank you.
And guess what? Like always, we don't disappoint. 500 plus cars today. If you don't come here, man, you're missing. And look at this. I even brought the Stars and Stripes just so that we can basically say hello to our country.
Perfect for July. Come check it out with us.
Perfect.
Behind me is a first generation 4GT, but it's not just any first generation 4GT. This is a world record breaker and it's completely street legal. It tops out at what, 310.8 miles per hour?
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you go about achieving a speed like that while maintaining a street legal vehicle?
I bought the car brand new. I started working on it within 2 weeks of owning it. The car's set numerous world records, and a lot of time and trial and error to have AC, license tag, insurance. Took all my kids to school in it over the years. You know, it's a great car. I drive it all the time. I'm going to probably try and hit 320, 325. 1.46 billion registered cars in the world. This is the fastest one.
Wow.
Faster than Koenigsegg, Bugatti, Hennessy, you know, you name it. This car outruns them all.
How, if you don't mind me asking and divulging a little bit of your secrets, how do you get to 310?
That particular run, I was only around 2,100 horsepower to the rear wheel. The next time we run it, we just turn the boost up. It'll make just around 3,000. But a lot of aerodynamics, setting the car up right. Plus, I run the runway up at Kennedy Space Center, Johnny Bummer Proving Grounds.
That's actually where I live.
Okay.
Right up by the Space Center.
Yeah, we do the runway up there.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of, I mean, it's a little bit unfair, but I get a lot of practice, you know, to set the car up. So it takes a long time to get one to go fast, not make too much downforce, but not make any upforce, because if you go up, you're in trouble at that speed. Yeah.
So why build the world's fastest street legal car?
When I bought it, my kids said make it the fastest car in the world. So funny enough, in 2010, this was the first car to go 250 miles an hour. It went 252 in the standing mile. So I started setting records with it back then. I won a lot of races with it, and I just thought it'd be fun to do.
Yeah, so it just kept pushing you to push harder and further.
Yes, it did, yeah. You know a lot about cars, I see, so.
I worked on the 4GT for a while.
Yeah.
But so has anyone come close to beating your record yet?
No, the only car that's come close, Bugatti, who is one of my good customers up at the runway, they had a car that went 304, but it took 7 miles. So it took me a little over a mile and a half, but again, it was more of a test run. Next time out, we should be in the 320 range. That's what we're shooting for, 320, 325, and just past the mile from a standing start.
Okay.
Yeah.
My new biggest thing that I've been stressing to people is it's not just the amount of time it takes your car to get to speed, but also the amount of time to stop, because I feel like a lot of new enthusiasts these days get in their cars and they drive faster than their brakes can stop.
Oh,
So
you're right on the money, yeah.
how long does it take to get your car to stop from 310?
Well, funny enough, if you watch the video, the QR code's right there. I went a little bit further than I should just because I saw the 300 and I was climbing, but I have a parachute. So I skidded 1,120 feet. If you watch the video, that whole time I'm skidding, all tires locked up with the chute.
That's scary.
Yeah. Oh, it was fun. It was a good ride. And then you've got a canal and a fence, so canal full of gators. So I was like, yeah, I probably should stop now. But
It's probably
it doesn't
fine.
have the big carbon fiber brakes because I roast the brakes at that speed. So those are like Coleman brakes, you know, they're good brakes, and we run them 4 or 5 times for $150 a rotor. We just take them out and put new ones in.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's
if
it,
If
yeah.
it gets you to stop in a safe distance.
It does. I've stopped at 292 with no parachute. When I did that record, when I was with Gas Monkey Garage, they filmed the car, and the chute broke at 292 when I pulled it, and I had to stop. And they say it's the fastest any car stopped without a chute.
Wow.
But it took a while, and all the rotors cracked, and all the calipers caught on fire. Yeah, it was like, okay, am I going to stop? But it finally stopped.
I think that's actually my biggest nightmare I had since I started driving was losing my brakes. It's only happened to me one time, but that nowhere near 200 plus miles an hour.
Oh yeah, well yeah, you're very smart to. It's easy to go fast. It's much harder to stop.
Yeah, that's what we need to get, young enthusiasts. I mean, I feel like now more than ever, it's so easy to hit those 1,000+ horsepower numbers, and people aren't as focused on stopping or control.
Over 1,000 horsepower, almost effortlessly. Plus, they put nitrous on it, and then they pull off. And I found in life that everybody can put their foot down because I train people to drive. I just had. I drive from multiple manufacturers. I test drive for all of them up at the runway. And also guys come out that have the real high-end exotics, and we teach them how to drive. I go 150, then 200 with them. I ride with them. And there's a lot to it. And unfortunately, you can just go buy a car that goes 250 nowadays, and you don't even have to know how to drive. And that's when you get in trouble.
Don't need a special driver's license, don't need any type of training. You know, cars like that, like the Dodge Viper, when you used to buy a Dodge Viper, they used to come with a training course to it. Now you can go out and buy 6, 7, 800 horsepower cars, and they're like, here's your car, hope you can drive it, and that's it.
Absolutely. Depth perception's different. You get into a bit of tunnel vision, and people misjudge how far something away is, and that's where they get into trouble. So.
I feel like a lot of people also don't know their cars well enough to know how their car is going to behave at different speeds, how it's going to brake, and...
Yeah, that's true. This car's been over 280 about 130 times with me driving it. I drive it. I've been driving it since day one, so I got a lot of seat time. Again, it's a little bit of an unfair advantage to a lot of other teams, but I take advantage of what I got. So yeah.
You can do. Do you mind if we take a look inside?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Can you tell us about Squadrolupo Yachts today and this beautiful model we have in front of us?
Yeah, sure thing. Hi, I'm Dave from Squadrolupo Yachts. So this is our beautiful Maori 64. So these boats are built in Sardinia, Italy. Squadrolupo Yachts are the US distributor of this brand. It's a very niche brand. They only build about 5 to 7 boats a year. They build them from 46 feet all the way up to 125. They're handcrafted, carbon fiber infused hulls. They're a sport yacht, so they go fast, they look nice, they're extremely stable, so they're the perfect boat for Miami.
Beautiful. So what makes this boat so special, and on top of that, so time consuming for them to build that they only get a small number out a year?
Yeah, sure. Well, look, we compare these to the beautiful Pagani here behind us. It's the Pagani of the seas. Like I said, they're handcrafted. They're a small, family-orientated shipyard. And every component is handcrafted. They're custom, so they can do all the details that you want, all the custom stitching, all the layouts are custom. We paint them any color, but they're really hand built from the bottom up. So, yeah, beautiful machines.
Is there anything specifically on the model that you can show us that would stand out from, say, all the other yachts that we get here in Miami?
Yeah, well, I wish I could dive in and show you the interior because
that would be really cool.
It's extremely beautiful. It's lavish. It's got custom Alcantara on all the panels. It's really well finished. But I would just say the unique thing about this boat is the driving experience. For a driver, I love driving the 54, which we have in Miami. It's extremely sporty. It's extremely nimble and fast. But entertaining. You can throw a bunch of people on it, cruise around Miami, and it's so easy to drive, dock it yourself. This is a real driver's boat, and it looks beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
behind me is an incredibly rare Chevrolet Corvette, and if you're not keen on Chevrolet Corvette history, you might not realize what makes this 1963 Corvette so special. Now come check around the back with me, because this 1963 Chevrolet Corvette was the only year that Chevy produced the split window Corvette. Now if you don't know what a split window is, check around the back here and you'll see that the rear windshield is actually split in half. Now this was cut off immediately after 1963. It's incredibly rare because it limits your visibility, but it gives the car these absolutely beautiful body lines, and it's a great gotcha car if you are a fan of Corvettes. Which means it has been affectionately updated for creature comforts as well as performance features. Can you tell us what updates have been done to your car?
Okay, it's a 1963 split window coupe. It is actually a resto mod. It's got 275 miles on it. It's got Art Morrison frame. It's got an LS3, 540 horsepower, air conditioning. The car is really awesome. It's got shop wheels on it. What else can I tell you? It's an awesome running car, and I'm actually a collector of C2 Corvettes. That's it.
Awesome, thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you very much. Take care and have a nice day.
Let's talk about one of the most controversial and somewhat annoying things plaguing the car community today, splitter guards. Now, splitter guards for some reason have become a styling choice among Mopar enthusiasts everywhere, but even Mark Trossel, the head of Dodge Design, and many other people from the SRT have come out to say that splitter guards are meant to be taken off. They're really a shipping feature, and if you look at any Dodge release sheet, as in the sheet that you get as a dealer that says what you are required to remove from the car, namely all of the wrappings that come on the car, anything on the interior, it includes removal of the shipping guards, aka these splitter guards. That means it is time to take them off. Please. Now, I know it's called Supercar Saturday, but we get so many more cars here besides just supercars. We get American muscle cars, resto mods, rat rods, hot rods, and classic cars. Behind me is a very cool car, and the styling exemplifies everything that you think about Miami from the movies, from the 80s to the 90s, early 2000s. This is a Chevrolet Caprice, and it's the diesel version. Now, the color is absolutely beautiful. It's a great color for Miami, and it sits on way oversized wheels, which I think makes it look even cooler and gives it that total Miami vibe that we go for here at Supercar Saturday. And Paulo, can you tell us what your company is and what it does today?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for being over here and enjoying our cars, our boats. And let me talk about a little bit, what is Quadralupo? It's a brand, it's a business where we commercialize special and unique things. you know, not only cars, you know, special boat, niche boats. So everything, you know, most things that we commercial are made in Italy. The same with our special atelier covers, and the same with the tire cushion. Remember that we are in the cars business mostly and classic ones. So we do preservation in Squadralupo. It's not restoration. We leave the cars, the historical cars, you know, as it is, back on the time, you know. It's important to feel, you know, it's the same leather that the people have been grabbing, you know, the steering wheel and the smell. Even the way that the cars close the door, you know, have a special
Chime, like a chime to it.
Yeah, exactly, you know. And most people, you know, have memory back on the day with these cars. No, maybe, you know, a Peugeot TD16 that is really special. They made just 400 of this, but maybe, you know, people have the normal the GT, or, you know, their cousin or father. So always a really good connection.
Can we take a look at some of your cars, starting with the Peugeot?
These cars were made for Group B, so racing rally in Europe. And again, it's from '86, both of their cars. So it's in the last era of Group B. After this, the series was canceled because people were killing each other, you know?
Yeah.
They were going too fast. And security doesn't matter, you know, back on the day. They just
No safety features, just as
yes.
the car is.
So, you know, you can see the shape, how they build it back on the day. They build it to endurance time, and also the shape. They didn't do it like this no more, you know. You can see all the aeros, even the wheels are standards. Most people think that we modified it, and no, we leave it as it is. And I tell you, you know, the smell. Please smell inside and tell me. Have a particular smell, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, people used to change a lot. They put stereo, big speakers over here. No, you have to leave it as it is, like, you know, when you look at in the factory. And what can you change of this car? You look the gadget, the steering wheel, all standard, even the seats. Like, it blew my, you know, even this one, you know, when people, I go to the street, they cannot believe it that it's standard. And it came like
Well,
this.
most people have never seen it before, so they don't know what the car's supposed to look like to
And
begin with.
Let me open to you, Sergio. ¿Me ayudas a abrirlo? So it looks like a Robocop, both of their cars, you know. You have to be easy to work on it, so we have to, you know, open really wide. Sergio is going to help us. And again, all original, they came like this, you know, red, and street legal. It blew my mind still, you know.
So I have to ask, out of all of the cars that you have here, why Group B cars? I feel like that's really niche.
Yes, well, we dedicate ourselves to Group B and DTM also. Group B for me was the golden age of rally. Cannot get better than this, you know. And the limited edition, 200, 500, 25, 30, you know. And people say, oh, la Ferrari. This one is more strength even. And to find, you know, original, no speakers. And it came like this, no radio, no AC. So it's not a summer car, but you don't care, you know. You are sweating over there, but
You're
what
just enjoying the
transmission?
drive.
Yeah,
Nothing else to it.
You enjoy the drive, and you can see, you know, how it came, all stock like this.
I think that's the best thing about rally cars is they are really a testament to engineering because they are built for endurance and
Yes.
to be driven and
Yeah.
beat on.
Yeah, exactly, beat on. So you can, you know, push these cars on the limit, and you double suspension. And I'm talking about 96, a car that was done, you know, more than 30 years ago. Blew my mind, you know, and the conservation. It's strange to find it, you know, with the tire, spare tire. Most people take it off and sell it apart.
Yep.
And, you know, little by little.
Experience.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
When they think about the car, not comfortable, have to be performance, you know, lightweight. So I struggle a lot with Horacio just to put this plate over here. He was telling me, no, what? Let's put less weight. Man, I lose a little bit kilos on myself, you know. But
Driver
I didn't
mod.
put any speakers on it, no radio. The only radio that you need is over there on the back. And that's it, you know, the engine. And the way when you drive it, you feel all the chip, you know, hitting the carbon, and you know the turbos blowing, and all these have a aero system. So every time that you brake, it goes, you know, up. The same when you turn, it goes one down and one up.
Yep.
So even to see that, it blows their mind, you know. It's the experience. It's not the horsepower. And it's
I think a lot of people, especially like younger enthusiasts these days, are so caught up in like horsepower and performance numbers that they don't care how cars handle anymore. They don't care about how the driving experience of the car
exactly.
is.
And it's the experience again, no? It starts with wheels. Most people have it like collection, don't put miles on it, but these babies have to drive it, you know, you have to stretch their legs.
Pagani's are cars that like to be driven, and they like to be driven hard.
Yes.
That's what they're designed to do. Same with the Group B cars. They like to be driven hard, and they'll brake if you baby them. It's like the opposite of most supercars.
Yeah, actually, you know, I take it often to the track, even Road America, Laguna Seca, Sebring, and I can go 40 minutes without stopping. The brakes are cool, you know. I have a little problem with maybe a little bit hitting the gearbox, but it's normal. It's a street car. It's not a race car, so it have their limitation, you know. But we take care also. We commercial this product in Squadralupo that it prevents you to the flood spot. So if you don't drive the car for a month, or even how it shows, you know, it's like a wine. You get better during the pass of the time.
Yes.
So this protects you from the tire.
So a flat spot with tires, if you're not familiar what that means, if you don't drive a car for, say, a month or maybe a few months or even a year if you're working on a project car, a flat spot in your tire is obviously where all of the weight sets, and it can damage your tire. If your tire goes flat, it can damage your wheel. So having these platforms here saves your tire and your wheel.
And again, yes.
You know what I think is really noticeable about this car and the Bugatti? People love the look of raw carbon fiber. Do you work with composites at all?
Not myself, but yeah, I do a lot of work, yeah.
If you have ever worked with carbon fiber as a composite, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I said this time and time again, where you have a difference between, say, on the yachts, where you have that carbon fiber infused materials that helps give it the strength and rigidity that it needs. But when it comes to cars, when you have exposed carbon fiber, the way that you have to go about laying the carbon fiber in order to make it, I mean, you can see from panel to panel, every single panel lines up completely, and it's the same on the Bugatti.
The trims, yeah.
And then you still have people that modify these cars.
I know, for me it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Especially when they change exhaust and they want more power, buy something else, you know, or especially these kind of cars, just leave it alone and just drive it as it is.
I watched an interview one time. It was a man talking. It was two Ferrari owners, and one of them had a modified Ferrari, and he said, "Why would you modify your Ferrari? I don't know better than 50 Italian engineers."
Yeah, exactly. You cannot think better than, you know, 50, 100, and how many hours, days, and years they took in the development of this. The only thing that I take out of the car when I take it to the racetrack is the wheels. Just the wheels. I take out the carbon fiber, put titanium, and that's it, you know, just for the chips.
That's fair. That's a fair compromise, but you put them back on.
Yes, have all PPA with ceramic, so that's why it looks like an ice cream.
I want to thank everybody for coming out to Supercar Saturday today. It was hot cars, hot people, hot sun, but it was an amazing day. Appreciate the guys, Squadralupo, for bringing out the Pagani. My boy PJ for bringing out the Bugatti, Lamborghini Broward, my family, TR3, MPH. Hey man, it was an awesome day. Thank you. See you next month. Late.